segment on the amazing Sissy Gamache show. We've got a really lovely segment for you. The Dr. Stasha Gominak is going to join us later after I sing for you this really beautiful aria called Quando Men Vo from the opera La Bohème. And you know, Sissy, I wore this yellow dress in honor of Stasha Gominak coming on our show because she's talking about vitamin D, and of course we know that as the sunshine vitamin, and so I was thinking, what song could I sing? And it brought me back to Florence, where I lived briefly, you know, sitting out on the piazza and soaking in the sun. And what did I hear but Quando Men Vo going on in the background? So here is that song for you guys today. Dr. Stasha Gominak going to talk to us today from Tyler, Texas.
Thank you for inviting me.
So tell me now, you know, vitamin D, this is really like a world problem, is it not? Like 50% of the world is deficient in vitamin D. Can you tell us what this is doing to our health? Just enlighten us a little bit here about this vitamin D issue.
Thank you, and let me tell you that song was beautiful and inspiring also.
Thank you so much.
I'm very interested in sleep. I got into sleep by accident, and over a period of years after doing a lot of sleep studies on my patients who have neurologic problems. I'm a general neurologist. I got interested in sleep with one of my headache patients who got better after she started using a CPAP mask, the mask that they use to keep people stop breathing during sleep. And because she got better, and she was not overweight, and she was young and just had headaches, I did a lot of sleep studies on my patients. And over a period of about 5 years, from about 2004 to 2009, I did sleep studies on most of the patients that I saw, and I realized that almost everyone who sees me, be it a little 8-year-old child with daily headaches or a grandma with new seizures, most of them have sleep disorders. And then over a period of time, somewhat by accident, I happened to fall into the fact that one of my young patients who was 18 and had daily headache had a B12 deficiency. And there had been brewing in my mind a question about how could it be that an entire group of people, admittedly they're selected because they have neurologic problems, but every patient I saw had a sleep disorder. Some of them have apnea, some of them don't stop breathing, many of them just don't have rapid eye movement sleep, which is one of the deeper phases of sleep. And because it was present in 8-year-olds and 28-year-olds and 88-year-olds, and if you look at the sleep literature, it turns out in every developed country in the world, as soon as they have sleep study centers available, 9 out of 10 of the sleep studies are abnormal. No one is writing why, and because I had a lot of patients who didn't stop breathing, they just didn't get into the right phases of sleep, I began thinking a lot about the part of the brain that was involved in keeping us perfectly paralyzed.
Now, Stasha, can you tell me, when you talked about why aren't people doing studies on this? What is it about vitamin D? Is it because it's a vitamin and we just kind of don't think of this as something that's that important, or, you know, going out and getting your sunshine, you know, each day? Like, what is it? Why is it hard to get journals written about this, or what are the difficulties in your field that you're finding? We got maybe a couple minutes here to talk about it.
Okay. What happened was, after being interested in sleep, I found that all of the patients who had these sleep disorders had vitamin D deficiency. And the difficulties of being interested in vitamins is that I'm not interested in vitamins, and most doctors are not. And when we named it a vitamin, it lost interest for the medical community. Since it's been taught that we are actually using vitamin D to make our bones, most people are not actually very open-minded. So it turns out that vitamin D deficiency is in the background for the entire world normally.
And if I'm correct here in saying, just from our conversations in the past, that really vitamin D deficiency can you know, cause many different diseases and whatnot, is very much an underline for those diseases that we talked about before, multiple sclerosis being one of them, correct?
Yes. There are many diseases that are associated with vitamin D deficiency. Many of the scientific articles are studying that on a cellular basis, and unfortunately, the vitamin D affects people on many levels, one being sleep, but the next one being cellular immunity and how, in general, the immune system works.
Thanks, Stasha. Can you give us a website where people can go, and then we're going to have to cut out of the show here? Yes,
my website, there are 2 important websites. My website is www.drgominak, Gominak. The second site, that's drgominak.com. The other site is the Vitamin D Council, www.vitamindcouncil.org.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Stasha Gominak, for being on our show.